What's up guys, it's Nibs Reviews here, back with another One Piece video. Chapter 1013 just came out, so I thought I'd make a quick video discussion talking about my initial thoughts on the chapter. But honestly guys, I'm going to try to make this one quick, because I don't really like to drag these out unless I'm super into what happened during the chapter. And for me, this chapter doesn't have too much to talk about in terms of actually happening in this chapter. Basically, everything I would like to go in depth about is a theory, and I'd rather do those in a single video. But with that being said, let's hop right into what actually happened during this chapter. So we start this chapter right where we left off with the last one, with Nami hitting Ulti with a lightning attack. Again, this doesn't seem to do much of anything to Ulti, as she just gets up and is able to dodge Nami's next attack and get prepared to deal a finishing blow to Nami, but not before Big Mom can intervene. Big Mom has Napoleon, Prometheus, and her new homie Hera do some sort of fusion and let off a laser beam type of attack that goes right through Ulti's abdomen area. I know I say this every time Big Mom does something, but people really underestimate her battle prowess and versatility in combat. She really is able to do so much with the Devil Fruit, and on top of just being a monster physically, with a great mastery of all three types of hockey. Honestly, I think it's Oda's fault that we underestimate Big Mom's capabilities as a community so often, because it often seems like he goes out of his way to make her look so incompetent compared to the others like Kaido. People like to say that that's just her character, but I refuse to believe Big Mom has made it as far as she has, being the very way she has been portrayed in the story so far. Honestly, hope we get a good resolution to Big Mom's story before she is killed off or completely cut out of it, because she definitely has a lot of potential to be an amazing character. But back to the chapter. For a large part of the rest of this chapter, it's stuff to do with Zeus mostly. And to be honest, I don't really care for any of it. Like, I just wasn't interested at all. I really haven't cared about this small Zeus plotline in Onigashima this whole time, and I'm kinda disappointed that all of it basically led to nothing, assuming that he is actually dead now. I'm not sure where I would have liked it to go, but I would have rather all of it just get cut out altogether and simply have Nami keep Zeus with no extra stuff dragging the plot down. There is always the chance that it's not over yet and Oda will do something with it still, but I don't want to get my hopes up and hope that something will happen. So that's basically all I have to say on that part of the chapter. So the last part of the chapter is what really made this chapter so enjoyable for me. Kid finally makes it to Big Mom. He makes his big entrance, slamming Big Mom's face into the ground with another Punk Gibson. At the beginning of the arc, this definitely wasn't the matchup I was expecting, but I'm honestly just happy Kid is going to have a fight without Luffy being involved. This is really exciting because this means he can actually be the star of the fight instead of having Starlight taken by Luffy. I do think Oda's capable of having multiple people get like a lot of shine in a fight. As we've seen, we kind of seen already in the rooftop when they were all on there, when it was Killer, Kid, Law, Luffy, and Zoro, and they were all kind of doing their own thing. They all looked pretty good, so that we know he could do it, but I'm pretty sure eventually it would have just turned into Luffy versus Kaido or something along those lines. If they probably all would have been taken out if they didn't leave, in the same way Zoro got taken out. Like Lao would have if he stayed, Killer would have, and Kid would have. Not because I think they're not capable, but I think that's just how the story would have had to go, so Luffy could be the one who defeats Kaido, because that's kind of what has to happen. Honestly, don't really like that I feel that way about it, because I would like for Kid and Law and Zoro and Killer to play a big role in taking him out, and they still can, but we have to see where that goes based on the end of this chapter. We really don't know, but yeah, for some reason I just feel like that's not how the story was going, even though a lot of people probably wanted it. Even knowing almost 100% sure that Law is on his way to Big Mom as well, I'm still pretty sure Kid is going to be the star of this fight, because I honestly don't think if Law does get involved, which he probably will, it won't be for long, because I don't think his role has anything to do with Big Mom. It just doesn't make any sense. He's never had his eyes on Big Mom. He wasn't in Whole Cake Island. He has nothing to do with Big Mom. Like Kid does, he at least has history with Big Mom and her crew. We don't really know much about it. All we know is what he said in Udon, the prison, but Law literally has nothing. His goal has always been Kaido. Well, Doflamingo and Kaido. That's it. So I think he's definitely getting involved in either something Wano plot-wise or taking down Kaido. But yeah. After Kid arrives, he tells Nami and Usopp to leave, but I doubt they will just leave, because I think they can be a great support against someone like Big Mom, with Nami's weather powers and knowledge, and Usopp's general utility. I'm not really sure how this team up would work with Kid, Nami, and Usopp, and most likely Law pretty soon, because honestly there's basically zero, I just don't know how their fighting styles would work that well together. Obviously, Usopp and Nami work pretty well together, especially since they know each other, so they know how each other fight and all that. But someone like Kid, how can his powers work alongside Nami's? And actually, Nami's I think could work pretty well with Kid if you use it. He uses something that's like a lightning rod to attract if she needs help. But besides that, I'm not really sure, and Usopp, I just honestly have no clue how that could be helpful. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say on that part of the chapter, because Oda's still leaving a lot to be set up. nonetheless, I'm still excited for what's to come with the kid in them and Big Mom. So let's move on to the last and most shocking part of the chapter, which is just a shortcut to the rooftop where we see Kaido alone, speaking, and we also see the fate of Luffy. Kaido talks about how Luffy got cocky because of him learning about Conqueror's coding, and that it's a mistake to get so excited with this fight. He also goes on to say that he should have taken his head as a trophy because his crew and followers won't lose hope in Luffy without proof that he's dead, and that could be dangerous to Kaido. This is when we see Luffy's unconscious body falling from Onigashima. Although this was short, it was still so amazing, and acts as a great characterization for Kaido. Kaido is honestly making his way to the top of my favorite antagonist list. And I think when this is all said and done, everyone will appreciate how well Oda handled his character, with just small bits of characterizations and insights into how he thinks and what makes him do what he does. It's very interesting and is different than any way Oda's really handled any of his other villains, and has really kept me interested throughout this arc. Whereas other villains, such as Lucci, or Crocodile, or even Doflamingo to some extent, I don't think would be able to keep me interested in the main fight of the arc for as long as Wano's gone on. Honestly, by the end of the arc, I wouldn't doubt him being my favorite antagonist in One Piece, and probably one of my favorite characters overall. Honestly, want to make an analysis video on him, but I think I'll wait until I think we've seen all we need to see from him. For now, I think I'll make a prediction video on him and where I think his character is going, but that's all I think I should do right now, at least until we get more from him. But I do want to say, I'm planning on starting a new analysis video series on the villains and antagonists of One Piece, starting with probably two of the most popular villains, Crocodile and Lucci. So if you're interested in that, let me know and make sure to subscribe so you'll see it when it pops up. But yeah, as for Luffy, before I close off this video, he's definitely not dead, but I do think someone is going to have to save him. My thought is it's probably going to be someone like Yamato or Momo, but we'll see. Also, it's interesting that people are pointing out that now Luffy has lost to Kaido twice. That's the same thing that happened with Crocodile, where he lost first time getting impaled with the hook and the second time being dried out, and then him being able to come back the third time and finally beat Crocodile. So a lot of people think Oda's going to do the same thing with Kaido, and the next time he gets back up there with him, he'll be able to beat him. Now honestly, I don't think he'll be able to beat him alone. No matter what happens. Unless Hawkins comes back in and gives him like some sort of power boost, I don't think he just can't do it. He's not close enough. He's literally just learned this thing that made him able to damage Kaido. So I don't think he'll ever be able to beat Kaido in a 1v1 within the timeline of the story. So he's definitely going to get some help. At least that's what I think. My bet is probably Yamato. Maybe Kid makes his way back up there. Maybe Zoro makes his way back up there. I don't know. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts on this chapter. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more One Piece videos like this. I'm continuing to try and improve the quality with each video. But until next time, later.